Hello, beautiful people. Welcome to my channel. Be sure to comment, share, and subscribe. I'm so excited to be here. Let's jump right into it. I want to talk about how mature men want a challenge. And this is the President Barack Obama edition. He's still my president. I don't care what y'all say. But there was an interview. Michelle is on her book tour, and Barack surprised her with flowers. It was so beautiful. And I was like, oh my gosh. And I just want to talk about some of the things that I learned based on what he shared about his experience meeting Michelle. He said when he met her or he talked on the phone with her, he was like, okay, she a little bit uptight, you know what I mean? And she was very proper. And so when they met, it was like a mentor program. He was like, let's not get it twisted. I was not working for her, And she was like, well, it was a mentorship program. She didn't want to take advantage of him or whatever. And he said he wore her down. He kept asking her out. But what he values about Michelle, what he saw in her was that she was a rock. He could count on her. If she was the mother of his children, they would have extraordinary children. And one thing that stood out to me was that he said that she would challenge me, right? And I was like, okay. He said she would challenge me. And he said, I already had a sure sense of where I was going, and I needed somebody that was going to call me out when I was wrong. And he said, of course, everything wasn't perfect. They did have arguments and things like that, but who she was, he still admired that, and who she is, she still remains the same. And so I just want to talk about this point. A mature man wants a challenge. You know what I mean? But I want to focus on the scripture that talks about iron sharpens iron, right? If there's a dull blade, you get another knife and you sharpen it up. And those are the type of relationships, ladies, that you should be looking into getting. Even if it's a friendship, even if it's something romantic, you need to get into situations where this person can teach you something and you can bring something to the table. And he also said he didn't want a one-sided relationship. You know what I mean? And so this is a man saying he didn't want a one-sided relationship. You know what I mean? And so you don't have to take a one-sided relationship. Don't they say, well, act like a lady, think like a man? Okay. So you don't have to get the low-hanging fruit. A lot of men will tell you, humble yourself, take what you can get, stop trying to get, something that is above you. But you give, you pour out, you give all of this love and all, you deserve that right back. And so what I learned from just that little clip was that he was not intimidated by her success. She was already working there. He said that he started working in his field, and then he got into that realm, but he wasn't intimidated because she was there first. And he was like, listen, she showed me where the little Xerox machine was. And, they kind of show you the ropes, but it's not like she was in charge of him. And he pursued her. Okay. He did not let up. He pursued her. And, he said, look, if you feel like it's a conflict of interest, I'm willing to quit this job. Like, he was willing to make a sacrifice for this woman that he didn't even know, but he wanted her attention, and so those are some things I was like, wow. And, right now Michelle is on a book tour, and my first thing was like, okay, Barack, let her have this moment. I was like, is he going to overshadow her? And he didn't. He did not overshadow her. He was so proud of her, and he added to her credibility as a woman. He did not try to steal the show or anything like that. And he made a little joke, and he was like, it's like coming to a Beyonce concert and then Jay-Z, do a little surprise appearance. And it's just like, he just honors her so much. Even though he was the president of the United States or whatever, he still honors his first lady. And what I loved about Michelle when she was in the office, she was a first lady that was not sitting on her hands. We knew what her initiatives were. Her initiatives had to do with food, like healthy food in schools, and moving, get up and move type of campaign. So we knew what her initiatives were. And I'm pretty sure she had other initiatives. She was gardening. She was doing so much or whatever, trying to, okay, let's grow the food. Let's do this. Let's do that. Like she had her own initiative, even though she was supporting her husband. And so a mature man is not going to be intimidated by your success. You won't have to hide the fact that you have a degree. You won't have to dim your light. You won't have to, press yourself down or whatever the case may be. And it's like, just so many men, they have these chips on their shoulders. Oh, I didn't have that opportunity. Nobody gave me anything. And they just have this woe is me mentality. And it's just like, you don't have to put up with that. You don't have to feel bad or apologize for the things you worked for. Nobody handed you your degree. You worked for it. You took out student loans. You applied for those scholarships. You sat your butt in that classroom. You did the homework. You should not have to apologize for having a degree. Nobody handed you that piece of paper. Stop allowing people to make you feel bad that you have it. You're not, you're not better than someone who doesn't have it, who didn't have that opportunity, because the old school, a lot of them didn't know how to read. A lot of them didn't have the opportunities that we have. So you're not better than anybody. You know what I'm saying? But you don't have to apologize for it. And you know what I mean? For years, I've apologized for getting my master's, and I kept it a secret for years because I didn't want to make, somebody feel bad. And and I had to let that go, sis. I had to be fully present everywhere I go. I don't lead with, hey, I have this credential. Once you get to know me, you know what I mean? I'll share that, but I don't lead with it, but I don't apologize for it either. You know what I mean? If in order for someone to make you feel inferior, you have to give them permission. Having a piece of paper, it doesn't make you who you are as a human being, but it does add to your credentials if you're trying to, be in any type of field or whatever the case may be. And so I say that to say, ladies, the low-hanging fruit, the people that you have to birth. President Obama said, I had a clear idea of where I was going. He didn't need Michelle to tell him where to go. He didn't need Michelle to give him the GPS. He knew where he wanted to go. Don't let them be out here fooling you, talking about you have to come around and tell him what his purpose is and where he needs to go. That's false. Fake news. Fake news, okay? And so I just loved seeing them together. He complimented her. He brought her flowers. He's still wooing her. He's still going after her heart, even after 2 kids later. You see, he's still honoring her. He's still trying to go after her heart. He's still trying to show that he loves her after all of these years. And I also, I saw that just from that small little clip. Their chemistry was awesome. She let him talk. She interjected, here and there, but she let him talk and everything like that. They have a good vibe or whatever the case may be. He gave Michelle a chance. He said when he met her, she was uptight, little miss, lawyer or whatever. And the way she grew up, she had to, be that way so that she can get the things that she was trying to get in life. You know what I mean? And so I say that to say, if a man really wants to, be with you, your little tough exterior or whatever, that's not going to deter him from being with you. If you have a little, whatever, a little cockiness or whatever, that's not going to stop him from wanting to be with you. I noticed that there's a lot of scare tactics out here. Oh, y'all need to humble yourself. Oh, a man is not going to come ready-made. Barack wasn't perfect. He wasn't perfect. You know what I mean? And he'll share his story, and Michelle shared some of his story too. Like, he didn't have his dad in his life and all this other stuff. And she said she had structure, but he was like, let's go with the flow. She was like, whoa, he was a little more spontaneous than she was or whatever. But they both added, different elements to each other's life. Iron sharpens iron, and they taught each other certain things. So I'm going to put that video of them meeting each other in the description box or whatever. It's such a cute story, and she shares more of it in her book. So I just think it's beautiful to see like healthy Black love stories And, we can kind of take it from there, from a man that's not basic, who already had stuff going for himself and knew where he was going. He just wanted to add a woman to his life. And I just think that's an amazing thing, to have a relationship that's not one-sided. One person is carrying, all the weight of the relationship. And tell me, watch the clip, come back in the comments and tell me, what did you think about their chemistry and what he shared from that. I know Mr. Vice Versa, Mr. Deflection is going to come in the comments and talk about women shouldn't do this and women shouldn't do that. Listen, ladies, do not allow these trolls to deter you from what you want. So that's all, folks. That's what I wanted to share with you guys. Have a beautiful day. Have a beautiful evening. Be sure to catch up with a lot of my older videos. I have a playlist called Relationship Talk. Check out those videos. Leave feedback on those for me as well. I will catch you in the next video.